All right. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Todd Sumney. I'm the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart International. And today I am so pleased to bring you this webinar. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today here with Inside Real Estate. We're going to talk about top lead generation strategies. As I travel around the country, I get asked all the time. Everybody, we talk about sphere of influence marketing. We talk about all of the other marketing that we do in real estate, but lead generation is always one of the ones that agents want to know. What should we be doing for lead generation? And today we're going to talk about some amazing strategies that you can implement in your business as part of this 5-day boot camp, our business builder on choosing and leveraging the right tools. And I think that the company Inside Real Estate and KV Core, that I think that they would be one of the companies that you need to be exploring and and analyzing and seeing if you can leverage what they have to offer. So excited today to go on to the next screen here and introduce who we have on this webinar with us here today. So Brian, if you can hit the next screen.
Perfect.
See if we can. There we go. Okay, so thank you very much, Alyssa and Brian, for being here with us. I want to introduce both Alyssa and Brian. Alyssa Harper, I have worked with for many years. She's the Senior Vice President of Strategic Growth for Inside Real Estate. And Alyssa and I have worked together for years and have had much success in the real estate industry. And thank you, Alyssa, for putting this together and for being on the call with us here today.
Thank you so much, Todd. Really looking forward to chatting through some lead gen strategies for the HomeSmart network. Appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
I love it. Thank you. And then we also have Brian Holloman, Chief Strategy Officer for Inside Real Estate. And Brian is one who is often on the road with our HomeSmart franchisees and training with HomeSmart franchisees as well as other brokerages around the country. And he knows these lead gen opportunities better than anyone. So Brian, I just want to thank you for being here today on this.
Absolutely, Todd. I was glad to be here, and I really enjoy given the opportunity to talk about lead strategies and some of the things that I've done on the road with some of your HomeSmart franchises and present this in a more global way. And I'm looking forward to the webinar.
I love it. I love it. So, the goal of this webinar, we want to inform and we want to make agents know what's available. Then we want to explain to them, how they can leverage what's available, how they can really use it. And the end goal, more transactions with buyers, more transactions with sellers, and a growth in your business, and a growth that becomes a solid foundation and just something that gets bigger and bigger every single year. So, I just wanted to set it up a little bit that's our goal. I'm going to shut my camera off because I want everyone to concentrate on your PowerPoint. So let's dig in, and Brian, you take it away, and then I'll chime in whenever I feel like I have a question or something.
Sounds good, Todd. So here we go. You ready to go, Alyssa?
Perfect. Yeah, let's jump in, you guys. So we've got lots of good strategies to talk through with you guys today. Just a quick high-level agenda to kind of kick off the call here. So I want to give a little overview of kind of who Inside Real Estate is as a company. I think a lot of you have probably heard of our flagship platform, KV Core, but wanted to give you guys just a little bit more context about who we are as a company. And then Brian's going to dive into kind of his formula for success. So as Todd mentioned, Brian's out on the road working with broker owners, agents, and top teams, really on how to implement these strategies within KV Core to drive maximum success. So we'll kind of talk about that formula, and then we're going to dive into 5 really powerful strategies today. So kind of talking about how to utilize IDX squeeze pages and landing pages within KV Core. This is a really powerful free and organic tool that you have available to generate leads. Texting codes is another free and organic channel for you guys. listing marketing, another free and organic way to generate leads. And then we've got a couple of options in here as well for paid lead generation. So kind of depending on if you've got more time than money or more money than time, we've got some strategies in there for you for both. And then we'll talk through some resources and next steps. All of this is available in the learning portal, so you can dive in further after our webinar today. Perfect. So just a little background on Inside Real Estate. So, really sizable company. We've got, a very seasoned leadership team with over 50 years of experience in real estate and in growing software businesses. We are a profitable, rapidly growing company backed by a very large private equity fund. So that's an important thing for our customers to understand, as we've got kind of the resources and scale to really drive, continued innovation with the product and really support our clients in their long-term success. So we've actually got over 175 employees across Inside Real Estate in our portfolio of products. And then obviously our technology is really built on a very modern architecture, which is important to keep in mind, again, in terms of reliability, security, but also in the flexibility that we have to really deliver kind of continued innovation. In terms of what that looks like by the numbers, we've got over 200,000 paying agent customers across our portfolio of products. Over 4,000 of the nation's top teams and brokerages are using our products. And, one of the things that you'll see as we dive into some of these strategies is that we've got a real core competency around driving lead generation. So both free and organic as well as paid leads. But every month across our portfolio of products, we're generating over 1.5 million new free and organic leads. So real subject matter experts here, with our team and our products on both the lead generation side as well as kind of the lead nurture and lead conversion side. So with that, we'll kind of chat high level here about the KV Core platform. So you guys have probably heard of KV Core out in the marketplace. It's our flagship platform. There's more to it than just lead generation, although that's what we'll focus on today. But I wanted to give you just a high-level overview of what the platform does. So we kind of think about the KV Core platform as driving a few really critical things for your business. One, how do you generate new business, so lead generation? And with that is really our website and our lead engine, and that's kind of a multi-channel lead engine. And again, we'll talk through some of those components today. Also, nurture and convert. So if you're out there doing any type of lead generation, it's really critical that you've got a follow-up system in place that's going to really nurture and convert not only those new leads, but your sphere of influence and your past customers as well. So one of the things you guys will find with the KV Core platform is we do sort of behavioral nurturing, so really leveraging AI to automate that nurture process and really convert and drive higher engagement with both new leads and your sphere of influence. Next is kind of listing and promoting your listings online. So as you guys are working with more leads and more customers and listing those homes, we've got a lot of built-in tools to help you market and promote those properties online. And then the other components of the KV Core platform include, closing the transaction. So really working with industry-leading transaction integration partners like DocuSign, Dotloop, SkySlope. And then kind of this concept of business intelligence. So how do we provide really robust reporting and analytics to drive more informed business decisions as you guys run your business on the KV Core platform? So that's kind of a high-level overview. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Brian and kind of chat through some of those specific lead generation strategies.
Thanks, Alyssa. So when you're looking at lead gen strategically in your business, I've been doing this for about 16 years, helping teams. And one of the things that they struggle with is understanding how lead gen happens. Alyssa, sometimes they think they get a website and miraculously people are going to find it, right? They're just going to see it without ever marketing it. So a long time ago, I've developed a kind of a strategic way to look at lead capture and how to generate more, success in what you want to do. And that's apply this to every element of the business. So there's free lead gen, there's paid lead gen, right? Todd, there's all these different types of ways, flyers, mailers, postcards, Google marketing.
Yep.
Anything that you do, you can apply this formula, which is think of your marketing as traffic. So Todd, your agents might want to go and do an open house. So they have to decide, I want traffic. And based on that traffic, there has to be some lead capture built into that open house. There might be a sign, a rider, something in the flyer or mailer they've passed out. And that has to have lead captures, not just come to the open house, but have a capture strategy, something, a tool that's designed to capture your traffic from that open house. And then, of course, after you capture them, you have a target audience that you can now follow up with strategically based on that traffic you're going after. So in other words, really think about who you want to go after, have the right specific capture content related to that target audience, and then have the right follow-up process. And this bodes well for success. And one last point, if you have all the traffic in the world, but you don't have the right lead capture, as agents are doing things like Facebook marketing, they don't have a great lead capture. They just send them to their website with no lead capture, and they wonder why they don't get leads. You kind of have to have all of this or you're not going to get paid. Okay?
You actually do. It's kind of like, I liken it. I actually love this. I call it a recipe is how I view it. And, you know, and it's a simple one, but it is so true, everything that you're saying. And, you know, if you imagine, you know, having a recipe for, you know, cookies or something, and if you leave one of the main ingredients out, it just doesn't pan out. And that's why, you know, I was sitting there thinking, you know, all three of them are important because you can't get lead capture without traffic. But if you get traffic and lead capture, but you never do the follow-up either, it just breaks down. You really need the entire recipe. So I love it.
You really do. And so what we're going to, as we go through these slides, we're going to talk about each one of the core components of doing this. So through our system, we've built our lead engine and lead strategy and AI follow-up to no matter whether it's an agent getting K+, one of your single agents, or no matter whether it's a team in the office getting KV Core, or if it's your broker franchise level wanting to do marketing all across every spectrum of their business, all of their click funnels, whether it's referrals, family, friends, anything you're doing, it all follows using these same tools.
Right.
So first key for traffic is making sure you have the right lead capture tools. And that's really kind of what we're going to talk about right now, which is your landing pages, your squeeze pages, and your text codes. A rule of thumb as we go through this, and I'll go through a couple bullet points, and then I'm going to show your agents this, is you shouldn't do any type of traffic without using one of those three tools. So if you have a business card you're handing out, you want a website address on it, and you want a text code on it, maybe sending a video of an introduction of the agent. Agents don't think this way, but hopefully after watching this, it'll start getting them to think about, hey, what am I trying to accomplish, and zeroing in on a target audience. So a landing page or squeeze page. A squeeze page is to the website that you currently have. A landing page is a content page specifically designed to deliver content to its target audience. I'll show you both, just an easy how they're showcased in our product. But it's simple, easy to create. If it's not simple, easy to create, your agents won't use it. Hyper targeted lead gen, where you're doing general lead gen on Google. That's being oversaturated. The key now is hyper targeted lead gen to specific niches. For example, doing a landing page to teachers because there's special loan programs for teachers, and being able to create that easily. Unlimited, you have unlimited pages you can create. So there's no limit on the ability to target all the different audiences out there. You can pretty much do anything, and you can create as many as you want. Can be used in all forms of marketing. So it isn't just online. You could create a landing page specifically for a flyer you're doing. So when they click on that flyer, you're driving them to a specific capture page, so you can increase your effectiveness with your traffic from flyers. And then critical social media marketing. So a lot of times driving them to your website doesn't really effectively drive the right traffic to the right page, and so it's really difficult for agents to create website pages designed to appeal to the PTA fundraiser you're trying to promote, and then generate the highest lead capture percentage possible. These pages are designed, squeeze pages and landing pages are designed to get 10, 12, 15, 20% lead capture, where typical pages on a website might only get under 5, 2, 3%. So let me show you a little bit about in the system what that looks like. So when an agent comes into their dashboard here and pulls up their lead engine in KV Core, and it's the same on our K Plus product, they have a lead page, they pull up the same exact tools. All of the things we're going to talk about are on this page. So I want to cover them now as I talk through. So landing pages, they're a specific type of page that allows agents to come in and customize what their target audience is. They can change the background image. They can add video. You know, we talk about BombBomb. It's great to send the video, Todd, out, but why send the video out if you don't have a way to capture a lead, right?
Right.
So maybe they want to add a video to this page. Maybe they want to change what it says. Maybe they just click and play, and they can create as many pages as they want. So I always use great loans for teachers. Now imagine you're actually going out and you're targeting teachers on Facebook on a group. You can post this page, save it. It automatically drives it into your campaign for teachers, and it's really simple and easy to do. That's what a landing page is. It's just an easy page to target listings, content, whatever you want, and you're driving anything from recruiting, you name it, Todd. A broker can use recruiting. They can do anything they want with this. Your teams can do teams, generated lead gen. So these landing pages are critical for success because there's really anything they can do with them, okay?
So I could literally target neighborhoods. I could target segments,
Absolutely.
like golf course properties or luxury homes, or I could target demographic segments like teachers or first-time home buyers or something like that. And I can create as many of these pages as I want.
As many as you want. And what's funny, one of my best success stories was an agent called me and I said, what do you like to do? And she said, I don't get to do anything. I'm a mom. And I said, okay, what do you like to do with your kids? And I said, are you involved in school? And she says, yes, I'm on the PTA. So I told her to do a PTA fundraiser. And so all she did is add a little event here, a little event here, a little event here. She had her logo here. And at the fundraiser, she had it sponsored by, if it was HomeSmart at the different fundraisers. She generated over 500 people that RSVP'd to be at her fundraiser. And she generated 8 listings off that marketing piece.
It's a great story. I love it.
So the reality is that agents, these are why they're critical, because landing pages allow agents that don't have to be tech savvy to target very easily something related to, so you decide what traffic you want, you put them on the right page. If they just had a website, imagine trying to code something like this. It'd be awful. They'll never do it. This makes it easy. Squeeze pages are just as easy. A squeeze page is then going back into how you actually target like different types of property types.
Okay, so
homes
real
between
quick,
this price range.
how did a squeeze page get its name? Why do they call it a squeeze page?
You know, there's lots of different explanations on that. You know, you're trying to squeeze information out of people. You know, I don't really like that. What I define a squeeze page is, and I'll pull up a website right now. Let me just pull up.
And I guess the reason I'm asking the question is, what's the difference between a squeeze page and a landing page? Like, why do they?
A squeeze page, yeah. So a landing page, you're landing them on a page that's not related to your website, meaning it's a separate page. It's dedicated to that one thing. A squeeze page, if I were to drive somebody to my website, this domain, which is HomeSmart Eye Care up in this Bay Area, if we drive people to this page, they got to figure out where to go, right? But if I drive them to the seller page, specifically a seller squeeze page, I'm specifically squeezing them to a spot on my website I want them to go to.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can't shoot around corners, right?
Right.
You have to zero in exactly. Or I might want to land them on a community-based page, right? So I might want to land them on the result page, or that's a squeeze page. Or I might want to do homes that are open houses, or I might want to say a map. It's specifically driving them to a market report, driving them to some specific spot on the website. I define that as a squeeze page.
Got it.
And they're very easy to create. So I could come in here and I can say seller squeeze page, and I can come in here and just put an area in, like, you know, whatever, hit generate a link, and it automatically creates that page. It's that simple. No tech savviness, no nothing that needs to be done. It's just understanding the formula, which is, what is my traffic? What is the page I want to land them on? How am I going to capture them and then follow up? Now, the other thing about the lead engine, and we want to make it simple, everything's in one spot. We're going to talk about text codes in a second, but that's what this is. And a text code is really a code to drive them to that content. In other words, I can say, text this code, for, and you can see this broker is using quite a bit of them, right? This HomeSmart brokerage. And this is really about driving your marketing piece, your flyer, your mailer, your postcard. One of my favorite tips that I give agents for text codes is when they're doing open houses, have a different flyer in each room of the open house with a specific text code. Text to get a list of open houses near this house, or text this code to get something. And you'd be amazed on how many people put their fake phone number in the registration sheet, but then they go in the other room when you're not around and text you.
Right.
So the reality of it is text codes are a way to use your marketing to drive people to your squeeze pages, your landing pages, and those type of things. Okay?
Right. Yep.
So rule of thumb is when you're working lead gen is to make sure you have text codes, landing pages, or squeeze pages, and everything that you're trying to drive traffic to.
Okay.
Let's get back to the presentation here and go back here, presentation mode. And so when we come back to here, we'll go back to text codes. We talked about it. So having a flyer that says check your home's value here. So when they were to text this code, it would then send them a link to the home evaluation page right in the text that then they put their address in. They get asked to register, and then it sends them an automatic report on their phone and sends them puts them into a campaign. So we're controlling the entire formula with one marketing piece. If that is for everybody, it's the formula built in. So the text code is a way of doing that on lots of different means: print, video, signs, flyers, door hangers, TV, radio. And so what brokers are finding is that, a lot of times it used to be that little thing that people had to scan. Nobody ever uses that. So they assume those are text codes. Text codes are much more dynamic. And you get the phone number every time. It gives you an instant engagement. It's never a fake phone number. Because how can they give you a fake phone number? Great marketing strategy that brokers, teams, and agents can use that is highly, that's not used enough, okay?
Right.
Strategy number 3 is about listing marketing. And listing marketing is about leveraging listings to drive traffic. We have a property boost product we're going to talk about, but the number one driver of traffic is pictures of houses. And everybody would agree with that. So it's about getting content, video content, listing content out into the public and leveraging things like open houses, boosting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Craigslist, circle prospecting. You're using listings to attract people to your listing squeeze page, your listings landing page, your listing single property page.
All right, so I have a question for you. I have
Yes.
a question for you real quick. So I'm, loving all of this, but I'm going to put myself in the shoes of one of our agents, maybe that's out there, and they're like boosting on Facebook or auto posting or, some of these terms that are out there. And like, I'm kind of familiar with it, but maybe I'm not. Your team, your company has training on all of these different items, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
The whole training, a portal dedicated to this. But I'm going to pop
So I
back
can
into
grow
a
into
dashboard.
I can grow into it.
Absolutely.
And I can take off a bite at a time. And do you also have people that can help them?
Absolutely. We have success coaches and other types of growth specialists that come with our franchisees, like this account that we're talking about in the Bay Area has a whole success coach and growth specialist assigned to their account to help the brokerage and staff and helping their agents be more successful as well. But this is actually really easy. So let me jump into the dashboard and let's just show that. I think listings are a way to get traffic, right? So let's jump into that and say, okay, what does that mean, right? And what that means is when I log into my dashboard, I'm going to click on listings, right? And when I click on listings, I click a button and I can boost whatever listing I want. And this particular company boosted 2 ads and generated 29 leads on 2 listing ads. That's it. I mean, that's amazing result.
Right.
If you go into, and all they did is pick a listing, and I'll show you how easy it is for that to happen. I'm an agent now. I click on a listing, I pull it up, and I can just hit this little thing here, and I can post to Craigslist. It's automated, so I don't need to know how to do anything. It's post to Pinterest. It's automated. I don't need to know Twitter. Automated. Facebook. Automated. Boost. Click a button. Everything's done for them. a lot of times with the technologies that are out there in trainings, we talk about agents. So then they got to figure out what audience to click on, right, Todd? Then they
Right.
got to figure out the right ad. That
Right.
doesn't work. It has to be completely automated. So we want to build the tools without the agents having to understand or figure it out. So
Right.
really, the training is just the idea of the formula and doing it, and it's simple and easy to do.
Great. Love it.
And this is the same with any K Plus or KV Core. We're leveraging the listings. I don't want to go into the landing page and squeeze page, but let's talk about circle prospecting. An agent can go right into our marketplace and click on, let's say, Thinks.io, which is a partner, and click on this little button, and they can do handwritten postcards around the neighborhood of a listing, inviting them to an open house, and that's all automated.
That's great.
So what we're trying to do is build tools like Property Boost, like listings to help your agents leverage listings to attract traffic without having to do the work to figure it out.
Right.
All right, so let's go back into the slide here, and let's go back to the next one, which is Property Boost. This is by far one of our best lead gen tools for your K Plus, your single agents, your teams, and of course your franchises and corporately. What Property Boost is, we went to Facebook and we, with Facebook, designed a different way listings can be boosted on Facebook. We work with them direct. So there's nothing like this anywhere in the marketplace. It drives low-cost leads specifically to the actual listing. And for the listing agent, it builds a report and sends a report to the seller on how much traffic it's going to get. And there's nothing that an agent needs to do. All they needed to go in is click and play. It's just simple, it's automated, low-cost lead, detailed reporting to the seller, captures both buyers and sellers. We use this is actually real data from one of our clients. They did 2,000 ads in the last few months, generated over 2.4 million or 24 million impressions, over 1 million clicks, and they generated 18,000 leads. Okay? This is legit, real stuff.
Wow.
So this is by far the best lead gen tool right now in the space at any level. The brokerages and agents and teams are stopping Zillow, putting their money into this. It's a fraction of the cost. And they're driving a lot more leads per dollar spent. And they're very good leads, 100% accurate. Remember, we can't follow up with fake information, right?
Right.
So every lead, you get the valid email, you get a valid information. Not every lead has a valid phone number, but we're capturing all of their contact information exactly 100% every time. Great tool, easy, click and play. All they got to do is log in, click on it, they're ready to go.
Wow.
And just to clarify real quick on Property Boost, Brian, so you were correct. We were getting just phenomenal feedback from, our large brokerage clients, teams, and agents who are having tremendous success with Property Boost. This is one of the paid lead generation options. So kind of those first three options that Brian shared are all free and organic. So those are tools that you can use if you've got, a little bit more time than money, put some sweat equity in and go generate a really good steady lead flow with those. Property Boost and this next one that we'll cover on the paid lead generation side of things, those are paid options.
And let's talk about that real quick. Thank you for pointing that out. It's a great thing that I missed. A Property Boost might only cost $50, $60 to do a boost, Todd. So it's not like it's the agent breaking the bank. Every agent can afford to do it on a listing. It's incredible results. I've had agents get 30 leads on $60. I've had agents get 20, 15. It's very consistent, very effective. So every agent can afford to do this type of lead gen. Not every agent, as you know, can afford to go out and pay Zillow, Google, or pay-per-click. This makes it affordable for every agent to participate. So the brokers, like the franchisees, getting their agents to drive leads into the company using the company's listings, they can make this an initiative for the whole company to participate in. So this is a great option for all agents.
Well, that's why I've always been a big proponent of an agent building a budget. And just like if you're running any other business, and in real estate, we are running our own business, you build a budget and put some money aside for marketing, and you need to make sure you're doing the right marketing, that you're doing all of it. So you're not just doing one portion of the plan, but you do it all, but a little bit of budget, and then you get your return on your investment, and then you just keep feeding it back into the business. And that's how you
Absolutely.
prove out a model, right?
When I coach my teams and agents and do some of these calls, and what I talk about is you could start off small with beginning agent. As they grow, they decide what percentage they want to contribute to the deal, to their
Right.
business. The percentage can stay the same as they become more productive. That percentage stays the same, but the dollar amount they spend goes up. And so
Right.
it's a very simple way, like you said, to look at it. The problem we have, and I'm going to say this now before we move on to the next slide, is that our product, KV Core, essentially, for brokerages and teams, empowers every level to be able to participate in all of the free lead gen as well as the paid lead gen. The typical, and Alyssa can attest to this as well, when corporations release platforms, they don't always release platforms, and most, if not any, release platforms that empower the agent at the agent level through the franchise. So everybody within the franchise, if your franchises or want to watch this video, every agent is empowered with their own independent private lead gen system under
Right.
the franchise.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we're really one of the only platforms, and I know you know that from our top topic. So this is empowering for every level of the business.
Love it.
So let's go to Google. Google marketing, agents don't have time to figure this one out. Google marketing, you can, it's broker, agent, team empowered. Everybody knows about pay-per-click for most agents and SEM and driving that paid dollar. The challenge is that agents trying to do it themselves, and usually when they're trying to do paid Facebook and audiences, they really struggle. So what we've built in is our own Google certified AdWords team that we make available to every level. And there's no surcharge or additional cost for us to manage the marketing. It's really the agent putting in their budget, picking an area, and we kind of do that and manage both their Facebook and Google marketing, whichever initiative. It's in the marketplace that we showed you earlier. They just grab it, put in a city, and they don't have to do any work. That's the key thing with this. If they want to learn how to do this, the next, what we'll point out is we provide all the coaching and training kind of learning portal that speaks to all of this. And it breaks down both Google, Facebook, landing pages, squeeze pages, and retargeting. And that's something I'll talk about a little bit right now. Retargeting is a way, once they become a lead, that you can retarget your leads. A lot of that's kind of been a trend right now. It works great if you have the right tools and the right lead capture and right process. Again, we teach agents through our product how to do that and do that effectively.
Yeah, and that really is very effective when you're doing open house marketing or you're marketing in certain areas and you get people into your social network, and that's when then now you don't want to just let that traffic go. You want to retarget them and speak, right? Is that
Right.
correct?
You want to retarget them. You want to get your brand out there. You want to carry the HomeSmart brand all the way through the entire sales cycle. And you also want to stay in front of them both on social media as well as other ways as well. I want to talk about, you brought up open houses. I missed one thing. Our most popular tool for agents right now is when they go into the lead engine, they click on here and they just click on this little button and it creates an entire open house app where it allows them to do a marketing lead gen app right for the open house. They just put the MLS ID in. It creates the app. A person registers. It puts them on a marketing plan, puts them on a campaign, puts them on market report, listing alerts, and it's completely automated. They don't do anything. So again, we're trying to take all the different ways agents can get traffic and build in actual lead capture tools and make it easy for agents to do it.
Right.
And that's our whole goal. And that's kind of, what's missing out there in the space is all the right tools for lead capture and then agents, understanding the right formula.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brian, for that overview. That was great. We hope these tips and tricks were helpful for you. Again, we've got links to access additional training. So within your KV Core account or your K Plus account, you can access the learning portal down in the lower left. That'll take you to courses that dive into each one of these strategies that we spoke about today and really give you a step-by-step, even more in-depth guide on how you can maximize these tools in your own business. So we definitely hope this was helpful for you, and we'll provide those links to additional information that's available in our learning portal as well.
Great. The thing that just kept, hitting me while we were going through all of this is how much of the workload you've taken off of the agent of what they used to have to do. So even the posting a listing on Craigslist or on posting it, somewhere else. I mean, having that drop-down menu with all those different resources and choices, and just you've taken so much of the workload off of the agent that now they can do more, and they can even do this or do more with less time. And
less time, and it drives results as well. For example, on the Craigslist tab, Todd, it posts the link automatically of the listing on Craigslist, but you can't have click-through links anymore. But we create a text code automatically. So when the person clicks on the ad, it says text this code to get information on this listing. So you may not drive these tremendous lead volume like the past, but we're driving really good quality leads because someone is actually saying, I want information, and you're going to get a phone number. So we're connecting the tool exactly what we're talking about on the formula. We're trying to build all that in to take away from agents, like you just said, having to figure all this out.
Right. Well, this has been very, very insightful and informative. And Alyssa, thanks for putting this together and for joining us, and Brian for walking us through the product. Do you have any last items to share with the agents, or any really cool stories that you can share, about an agent that you've worked with?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I would tell agents to do is take a deep breath. They often think that this is more difficult than it needs to be. And so they tend to talk themselves out of just. So one of the key things that is a takeaway is that every day an agent should do just maybe 20, 30 minutes or an hour of thinking about how they want to invite and what they're going to do today to generate a lead. It could be anything, but just spend an hour a day. And if they have one of our products, that's really easy.
Right.
But, a takeaway is they just need to do something every day to do something for traffic, and think about that and plan it out. Just like I always say, the best analogy is throw a party. If you have to throw a party, that means you have to decide who you want to invite. You have the right invitation, and that way you can follow up when they register to come back to future parties. Right. And it's a simple analogy every agent, no matter what their skill set, can remember. So a takeaway would be every agent every day should just throw a party. Decide who they want to invite, go in, create a landing page, squeeze page. That's your invitation. And then you're going to capture a lot more leads, and you're going to follow up with a lot more people with that analogy.
Right.
The best success story, if it aligns from what we're talking about, free marketing. One of my agents that's in Vegas was at a conference, and she asked me, Brian, how can I generate more leads? I'm not getting enough leads. And I said, well, you're in Vegas. Why don't you target Raiders fans? And she's like, I never thought of that. So she went on to Facebook, joined all the Raiders fans groups, created a landing page, inviting people to learn about the properties that are great investment properties. It was at a conference. She did it at their hotel room. The next day, she had over 50 leads that came in. By the time she left the conference 3 days later, she had an appointment that weekend, and she actually put an offer on a house with the Raiders executive that was coming to town. And she's up to almost 2,000 leads now, and she's sold, I think, 12 properties, and she's got a whole pipeline of Raiders fans that are looking to buy properties over the next 2 to 5 years. She'll probably sell a few hundred homes. It's a simple thing of one meeting.
That's what it is. It's those simple things, and that's why we do these webinars. That's why we do the podcasts we do, because it's stories and conversations and the sharing of best practices, and that's just a great story, and I'm so glad you shared it. And that's part of the reason why I asked the question in the middle of the session we were talking about. I was asking you about training or people to help the agents, and the reason I was wanting to ask that is because there's so much available here that you can just see right there in everything that you just ran through. And the interesting thing that I found working with agents is if they just try something and they take action and they put one foot in front of the other and they take a step in the right direction and they do one thing, and then all of a sudden they get some results, and then it's like they can keep doing that one thing over and over again because it's easy, they know how. But once they get the bug, once they realize, wow, that was easy, what else am I missing that's super easy? Let me try one more thing. And it's
exactly.
It's easy to grow when you start getting the success, and you and your team have such good support tools and have such good technology and everything that and just and I love that story.
Here's a couple resources, and I'll end on this point. We have a mastermind group. Anybody that's part of our ecosystem's 30,000 plus agents. There's tons of HomeSmart agents in there as well. They go in there, they share ideas. It's a great resource for anybody that's part of our ecosystem, both on K Plus and KV Core. But the other great resource is YouTube. You can go right now into YouTube, type in KV Core landing page, KV Core squeeze page, KV Core text code, KV Core lead gen, type in anything like that, and they're going to get all kinds of great content on how to make money in real estate. It may be with our product, but even if they don't have it, there's great information on how to build your lead gen right there. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube, including learn how to create click funnels and landing pages and target and audiences, all the things we talked about today. It's a great resource. If they want to go in, just type in KV Core, just about anything. They can find out anything they want to know on the product, how to use it, and how to capture leads.
That's great. Well, Brian, Alyssa, thank you for joining us here today and for putting this together. So to the listening audience, real quick, here's my challenge to all of you is you just heard a story about a conversation, a simple conversation, and hey, why don't you try this? And next thing you know, a tremendous amount of activity comes out of it. So my challenge to you is that you hone in on something that is here, one of these 5 strategies or the many opportunities within these 5 strategies, and try to execute, put that into action in your business, and put one foot in front of the other and start growing your business. So that's my challenge to all of you today. Alyssa, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much, Todd. We appreciate the opportunity. To everybody that's listening in, we're here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out to our team if you'd like to learn more. And Todd, thank you so much for putting together this platform. The agents and broker owners within your network are incredibly lucky to have you here, gathering all this great information and bringing in leaders throughout the industry to help your agents and brokers be even more successful. So thank you.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And Brian, thank you. And your knowledge is obvious. So really appreciate what you're doing, what you did today, and how you're out there helping all of our brokers and agents.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Todd. I look forward to more future conversations, and I hope to work with more of your franchises. I look forward to do it the next time we have something like this on the books. So I look forward to it. Thank you, Todd.
All right, great. So with that, we'll wrap up, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm Todd Sumney, the Chief Industry Officer for HomeSmart. We've hoped you enjoyed this webinar on lead generation, and there's much more where this is coming from. So keep clicking on those links and watching those videos and learning more ways that you can market and grow your business. Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon.
Hey, Todd, thanks, man. That was great.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll try to get this recording.
How was that, Todd? I know we went a little bit long there, but hopefully that was some good content.
Actually, you know what? We've been running 45 minutes almost the whole time, every time we do anything. So it's just, I think it's good to set the goal short, but, telling, good. I mean, that Raiders story was a great story. That's
a really good one.
But that's what it's about. And that's where it really is just.
Those are free leads.
Exactly.
Didn't cost her a dime.
Yeah. All right. Well, stop that recording there real quick. And then.
I did. I took care of that.
And then if you can, loop it over to me. It's still showing recording over here on my end for some reason. So, let me know. If you can, though, I need to get my hands on the video and the MP3, the audio file, MP4 file. And then I'll get my